There you go. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Creative Emotions, where you're going to get motivation, encouragement, information, transparency, and you're going to get these good vibes, period. We got Chef Wilson in the building.
Yes.
What's up, Chef?
Oh. I just want to jump into it, but I love this fall weather.
Oh, yeah, this is sweater.
Yes,
weather.
it is. Yes, it is. Ready to cook it up tonight.
Ready to cook it up. This is a live show.
Yes.
You can call in at 313-266-2811. I feel like I look like the Lion King. With the little mane, but like a little tiger. Listen, again, I want to welcome you guys to the show. How was your week so far? Tell everybody, how was your week?
My week has been amazing. Today is only Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. What you mean only? It was just Sunday.
Because my week has been so amazing, I just kind of wanted to last forever.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
I put it out
forever.
there.
Yeah, I'm serious. I've been having a really good week. Some good meditation. Just getting up, looking at life differently. I had a loss, with my cousin passing.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
But at the same time, thank you, I was able to bring closure and release something else, and so which left me light and feeling thankful and blessed.
Yeah, that's good. So,
yes.
That's good. That's amazing.
Yes.
In light of death, I think that's an opportunity for us to look at life differently and just, be in the moment and really love like where we are. So for me, this week, I've just been aware. I've been aware of different things. Just how everything kind of go together. I've been aware of, the things that I say, how I can influence my atmosphere. Like, I've really been aware of that. Like, I'll see something just looking, like quarreling or something like that, and then I just go over there and change the subject. The whole energy changes. It's like a totally different atmosphere. And so I was just aware of that this week. Like, wow, even though the days, it seems like the times are going by really, like time is flying by.
Yes.
But being here and being now, being in the moment is what I've been aware of, just being present. Like, not looking like, oh, next week I can't wait till I do this, or, I can't wait till next year because of this and that. I just really been like, here and now.
I would have to agree with you, Q. And like I said a couple of minutes ago with losing my cousin, it had me be aware of moments and how to live in the moments and truly enjoy them. And even with the people who are around me, just to influence them with some good energy. And so I've been very aware also. I would have to agree with you once again. So, yes.
That's good.
Some good vibes.
That's what's up. Today, we are talking about work ethic. That's what this show is about, work ethic. I want to speak a little bit about work ethic and how it's affecting the products we use, the environments we are in, and the service that we receive.
Man. I got a story for you, but I'm
Listen, I have never personally seen so many people in customer service jobs that hate customers.
I don't
like,
understand.
What is happening right now? We really have to acknowledge this thing and make sure we do our part with our children. In the event that they want to get into the service field, understand what service is.
Yeah.
It's really disheartening a little bit right now. Just seeing how the younger generation is and how they have been operating. What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm just wondering how these interviews go. Like, I really like you because I can see you running away a lot of customers. Profit's going to go down.
Wow.
The quality of food will not be the same. Can you start Friday?
Wow.
What is this, right? You are running away our regular customers, and that's what we really need.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that is true. Like, what does that look like? You know what I'm saying?
Look like that?
Can you see good work ethic? I don't think you can initially see a person that has good work ethic? I do. I mean, you can, I've never seen so many sensitive people working with the public. I've seen the most hardest, softest, toughest, roughest at the same time. Jelly back. Like, I don't know. It's just a mixture of what is going on. Just experiences. People get mad if you don't want certain things on your sandwich.
That part right there.
Like, what? No. Like, no, I don't want this and I want that. And they try to get to it before you can even answer. I'm the type that I know what I want when I get to the window. So if I pause, it's because I'm giving you time. Right? Because I already know. Like, you should already know.
Yes.
I'm not the type to just be sitting there like, so let me get a, yeah, what y'all want? Because I know that's irritating.
Hey, look, Q, when I hate to say this, but I'm expecting, because I get it so often, if I stop at a fast food place, some poor service, so I'm ready. Because,
you ready for poor service?
So when I'm like you, when I roll up to the window, give me number 5, light ice, and
right.
I'm ready to go, because I want to get in and out of here. And it's sad that you have to expect it because you come in touch with it so often.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
But I try not to. I really do want some good experiences. I mean, at Tim Hortons, it'd be like 1 minute. Like, hi, good morning, welcome, right? None of that. And my best friend, she stays in Minnesota, and every time I talk to her while she go get her little special drink, they are so pleasant. I mean, consistently, like, hi, how are you? Welcome here, blah, blah, blah. The same person, consistent every time. I'll be over here in Detroit like, dang.
That's
Can
right.
we get a little bit of sunshine in this customer service? Today, we're talking about work ethic and how it affects us. It affects our experiences. It affects our work environment. It affects the service that we get.
Absolutely. Did you want to start out with a brief definition?
I mean,
I'm ready to jump in this thing.
We jumping in it.
Okay. So
management.
Go ahead.
The lack of tact. I mean, everybody just talking to you crazy. I just don't. I don't operate that way. I'll stop somebody real quick, like, hold on. Nope, you need to change that tone. But work ethic is the principle that hard work is intrinsically virtuous or worthy of reward. But Merriam-Webster.com has a different definition. It says a belief in work as a moral good, a set of values centered on the importance of doing work and reflected especially in a desire or determination to work hard. So that sounds like intentionality to me.
Yes.
And again, anytime you come on, this platform, Creative Emotions, you will get encouragement, motivation, information, transparency. Nobody is perfect, right? But we do live, we live in this journey. We live in it and we live in it and learning. You can learn something from everybody. You can learn something from anything. So when you come to this channel, I just want you to have an open mind. We kicking it, right? And what we have, our perspective is what we give. You probably can take something from it. You know somebody that could share it with, your family and friends. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like when you hear, you hear something that you like. That's what it's about. It's about support. And again, if you at a place in your life where you need that encouragement, where you know that you're not operating at your best, and you hear these different videos, it's not that you don't know or that you're a bad person. It's just sometimes we slack. Sometimes we put down the things that we know. Sometimes, we're not aiming to be the best version of ourselves, and that's okay. The issue is when you're not aware of it and you're not trying to change. And so if you're looking at this video, congratulations to you, and you're saying, you know what, my work ethic has been kind of poor. Let me tighten up. This is what that's about. And if it helped one person, it's done its job.
Yes.
So yeah, when you think about character, when you think about work ethic, you think about character, the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. So if you morally, like, shoot, I don't care, this ain't my business, but you're hoping to have your own business one day, that's not operating. That's not operating right.
That's not. So I would just like to start where I believe it starts from, and that's home. So I'm gonna hit a couple spots. I'm gonna hit more than a couple.
And you know what?
So
do you?
Are we do parents? Are you requesting your children do some type of chores at home? because that's where it starts, right?
Responsibility.
Cutting the grass. Look, when you get home today, and I want the grass cut by 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So your parent is expecting you to be on time. So that's lining you up, getting ready for the workplace, right? Now you understand the true meaning of taking a break. Cutting the grass, okay, let me go ahead and get me something cold to drink. Take me a couple minutes, let me get back out here, right? So it starts at home for me.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And if our children are just sitting around and we're not having them do anything around the house because they're just not doing it right, and you have a certain way you want things done, that's cool, right? But work with them until they get it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then parents, how are you leaving out for work and how are you coming home?
Yes, I definitely,
So
that part.
Your children are paying attention. You may not directly be talking to them, but they're taking in your conversation with someone on the phone. And it may go a little something like this. Man, them fools must have been out their mind. They thought I was going to do this, that other day. Man, please. Man, don't pay me for that. This. So before your child even approaches the workplace, instead of them looking at it a place that can benefit them and the family, keep a roof over their head, they're looking at it a place where, hey, this is a place where, wait a minute, mom comes home angry all the time about something she has to. So they go to work that way, right? Because they watch you for years before they even enter the workplace.
That's true. And they come in with a chip.
You leave
a chip
home,
on the shoulder.
Leave home rushing, right? So you're not preparing yourself in the evening, right, for the next day. So they get up and when it's time for them to work, they're doing the same thing. They watch the way you come home, right? Share some success stories when you come home sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Well, we had a quality problem at work, and because it came through my workstation, I was able to identify it, and it kind of saved us a lot of money. Share that.
That's good, yeah.
So that is good work ethics. That's part of teamwork, right?
Yeah.
That's part of having a good outlook on you're taking care or you're taking care of someone's dream, right? So where I work at is Chrysler. So I'm there, right? And I'm taking care of someone else's dream. And that's okay.
Right.
Right? Because it's benefiting me. But remember this. You're nurturing someone else's dream that's going to benefit you. Okay? So that is good work ethics. The person behind you is watching you. Right?
Yep.
And that's how it is at when you're working on a line, right? So if you have a booth of people, usually I have noticed you'll have a zone where the quality is just outstanding, right? Because it's contagious. Everyone there has a good outlook and perspective on what they're doing, and they take pride in their work. You'll go to another zone. Everyone's complaining. You get poor service, quality out of that zone. So we have to.
But when you think about that too, a lot of people, what I've noticed is people that do their job and they do it to the fullest. They looked at like, oh, you doing too much. You looked at like, oh, it don't even take all of that. And so that brings the morale down. That brings down, people's excitement to even be at work.
Yes, and I was going to bring that up because I heard someone today say, oh, man, they were talking to someone down the line. So, are you just a company man? But actually, the guy was just doing his job.
And that's what, we should be doing. He was
actually just doing his job, right? So we have to understand sometimes when we are in the workplace, especially if it's a younger person that's just starting, they usually want to fit in, right? So nobody wants to be called a company man because that's been associated with snitching and things of that nature,
for sure.
Right? Not doing good quality work, right? So I agree with you 100%. I was going to speak on that, but I want to reverse it back. Parents, let's watch the way that we come home after long days of work. Right? If you must have that conversation, have it on the way home.
Yeah. Not in front of them.
With your boy, your girl. You come in and because your children are watching you until you release them into the world, into the workplace.
They are.
So to me, this is where work ethics come from. They come from home.
Yeah.
Right? They truly come from home.
Give a big shout out to those that are watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. I see you, James. I see you, EJ Miller. Thank you so much for joining. This is a live show. You know, if you want to talk about your work ethic or work ethics that affect you around you, you can give us a call at 313-266-2811. Again, this is a live show. Giving a shout out to all those watching on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share the video to your family and friends. You know, again, so we can just build a different culture. Right now, it's an entitlement culture. It's a culture where people are not taking things serious at all. It's more, you know, it's what's benefiting us or what's benefiting you, when really, you know, you're just one equation to the big picture. And so if everybody does their part well, just like any machine, it will work well. You know, like, you know, no part is looked over. You know, when you think about the environment we work in, you have people who clean the bathrooms. Where would we be, you know, if we had to go in and the bathrooms aren't clean? Or you have people, you know, clean their cafeterias. You have the main bosses that have to worry about different things. You have the people on the line. You have these different things, but collectively together we create. So we can't have a it's me or selfish attitude when you think about work. When you think about professionalism is important.
It really is. And what you just brought up was very important. Not being selfish, right? And I usually, my experience with working with people is usually the people in the zone in the area that are a little bit selfish and not helping out. Mm-hmm. They usually have poor work ethics. Mm-hmm. They usually do, I'm sorry. So that was a very good point right there, Q.
Having good work ethic means that take enough gratification in their job to complete every task and correctly prioritizing work-life balance. Again, if you are just joining, we're talking about work ethic. And even if you feel like I'm good, I do what I need, sometimes we slack. I mean, let's just be honest. Sometimes we can leave out a little bit later. Sometimes we can, we can do a little bit more. We could do, what I'm saying? Sometimes we do. So this is just a reminder. It's just encouragement to make sure that we are taking accountability for ourselves when we go out into the workforce, that the work that we put out is it's good work, that we are operating in professionalism. Professionalism is important. And again, Chef brought up a good point that we teach our children, to not complain to them all the time about the job, but to talk about those good things that, we've done to make the job better, or the good days that we have. Like, I can't say that I have too many bad days, and it's only because I don't give people the opportunity to pull my strings. I'm in control. Absolutely. And when you know that, that's a whole different animal right there. Yes. People walk around all day. Oh, they talking about closing. Oh, they talking about this. So in turn, people's work ethic is affected because they like, shoot, they about to shut down anyway. Or, we ain't making no money for real. Or you throwing away, merchandise, and you're not thinking about the cost, and you're not thinking about the long run. So we're talking about work ethic. It covers, a multitude of things. But throughout it all, I believe there is a level of professionalism that is needed in any workplace, even if you choose to work from home. Because people think they at home. Well, you're still working. You still have a professional job. I've called Comcast where the people were at home. I've called T-Mobile, the people were at home. And so a lot of people have their jobs at home, but you still should have a good work ethic. Just don't let that make you, lazy, if you will. Mm-hmm. But functioning with integrity, respect, and doing a job is all a part of your work ethic. I personally use it as a moment to encourage instead of matching energy. When I go out, I hate when people mess up my experience. I just went to a new place the other day, and instead of, I should have just asked for another person, because you're not about to mess up my experience with whatever you have going on. And her demeanor was just she was leaning on the counter and, are you done? Or, it was just horrible. So usually what I do, because I care, is I pull them to the side. I'd say something, you know, I'd be like, hey, are you okay? You know, this is how this made me feel, and this is about service. I just want you to do better. And so if we can hold each other accountable in love, I think it'll do more than us walking away and not having said nothing to the manager. You didn't say nothing or leave nothing for, you know, the waitress to know the next time they get $1 tip and they wondering why. But a lot of times, even now, gratuity is added after, you know, this pandemic. Now a lot of places add gratuity altogether, which is fine. But I don't want people to not give you service because they know the tip is included. And so that's a part of work ethic, still doing your best, because even on top of that, if you don't know, it's say additional tip at the top. And if you're doing an exceptional job and you're being professional and you're operating out of respect and integrity, that additional tip will be your portion. And so again, if you're just joining, we're talking about work ethic and how that is important in this affects everything that we do. We have service everywhere that we go. We have service. If you're going for your car, if you're going to get food, if you're going to buy the groceries, I mean, everywhere you go is some type of service. And the work ethic that I've seen is kind of poor right now. It's affecting a lot of areas. And again, this is just a bit of encouragement. We have to do better.
So how do you recognize if you have poor work ethics? You're being pulled aside constantly about your attendance. You're not preparing yourself. Be on time.
Yep.
Be on time. Be on time, please.
That was actually the next thing, you know, to exemplify this professionalism on a job is being timely. And yes. Punctual. I mean, you know, punctual is the same thing, but coming in settled. This morning, I got up early and I was walking in, and I've been getting up early because I don't like the rush. I don't like that rush feeling. I used to, when I was younger, rush a lot. And because I had to go here and do this and do that, and it's like I wasn't timing myself right.
Absolutely.
So being punctual, being timely, taking responsibility and being accountable. You know, what do that look like? Being timely, being structured and organized, having a sloppy workplace. Like, we still in a place where we need to make sure we're wiping down and we're staying safe, because people still are getting COVID, people still are getting sick. And so making sure your area is neat. I don't care where you work at.
So that would fall under the having some self-discipline.
Yeah.
And staying focused. That was my next two. So sure, we all like to have fun and laugh when we're at work, but let's stay focused and have some self-discipline of what you have in front of you. Mm-hmm. Have a can-do attitude, right?
Definitely.
No matter what the workload looks like on your desk in front of you, just have a can-do attitude. Step back off of the thing for a second and figure out how to make it work for you, right? Mm-hmm. And then staying on task. It all depends on what type of work you have to do, but most employers have where they want things did at a timely manner. You have deadlines. Meet your deadlines. Mm-hmm. Okay? Structure yourself. A couple of things I thought about is, I said earlier, prepare yourself. Prepare your lunch at night, right? So yeah. Pack some things that are going to not weigh you down but give you energy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, after a while, fatigue sets in. So preparing yourself, I think, is like number one to you not rushing into work, staying on time. Yeah. Right? And then when you get a break, maybe you could talk to your friends. Why don't you take a couple minutes to yourself, regroup, right? You work an 8-9 hour day.
With these people.
Yeah, so you don't have to, you've already been speaking with them throughout the day. So for that little lunch period, maybe go sit in your car. Right?
Yeah.
Sit at the other table. Collect your thoughts a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Right, so you can regroup. You know, pat yourself on the back. All right, team, let's go back in here and finish the second part of this day. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. I do it all the time. So
yeah, that's good.
Did you have any more a few things you want to add?
Okay. Having a professional appearance and good hygiene.
Ooh.
Honey, I had somebody leave work because the person next to them was smelling like enchiladas and I guess and onions, and I get it.
Wow.
We don't know people's situations, but again, this is a part of having a good work ethic and being professional. making sure you take care of your hygiene. Your personal hygiene is important. Being consistent and professional. Like I said, my best friend stay in Minnesota, honey, and that person is consistent. It's never a moment where, you know, she come on. I mean, I'm talking to her and this person is rude. Like, 1 minute, hold on. You like, dang, you can't get a good morning, welcome, just nothing. They just, but being a team player is very vital to any business. A team player that knows their contribution is just one bigger part to the equation. So when people come in and their clothes all tore up and they're not putting effort into themselves, you can't really judge a person like that, because a person can look like that and go and clean up real good. But I get it. But I still think we should have a level of professionalism no matter what. I know I put some clothes on when I go to work because I'm like, I put effort into myself. It ain't all jazzy and snazzy, but, I just put effort into my clothes.
Yes.
And it ain't dirty and stains all over it. And even though I'm not, well, I do be on the floor sometimes, but, that's the thing. But being an asset is important to any company, taking pride in your work. Professionalism is needed in the workplace. The neat appearance, the proper demeanor, you being reliable, competent, a communicator. It's nothing worse than something's going wrong and you can't communicate the issue to somebody else.
Yes.
Again, we're talking about work ethic. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. Every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we are here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you share this. Thank you so much. I definitely see you. But being reliable, competent, a communicator, having good phone etiquette. When you think about these people that's working from home.
Absolutely.
And you can hear everything going on. They're not being professional. So it's just having that poise, being ethical, organized. Organized can help your life.
Absolutely.
Being organized can help your stress level diminish. If you go back a few months, back, when I first started, I think it was like last year, I had somebody on there talking about organizing your home, just having things in order. That is important for, to have a successful day. I think that's very important to have that organization. And again, just being held accountable. This is 1 year of Creative Emotions Podcast. I just want to, say that consistency. No matter what it looks like, this information is going to be around for decades. And so I'm not even worried about, what it looked like or who watches and what happens. All I know is I'm led by the Spirit, I'm moved by the Spirit, and anything I do, I just wanted to help somebody. So I'm like, 1 year, I've been consistent. I'm so proud of myself.
I am proud of you because you've been consistent with the good vibes ever since I met you.
That's what's up.
So Q's work ethics go far beyond. They just pour into her life.
That's
they
what's
really
up.
do.
Thank
so
you.
I'd have to say that. Yes, Q.
I appreciate that.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And then I wanted to add, and the next thing I was going to talk about, and you already touched on it, is accountability, right? And your character. So have good work ethics even when no one's looking.
Yes, that's
that
huge.
Character, to me, that has a lot to do with your character when no one's looking.
Yeah, you doing the right thing, yeah.
Don't shortcut it, right?
Yep.
Let's do the process, right? To me, that is part of excellent work ethics. Motivate yourself, right? You don't have to have a manager standing over you micromanaging, right? You don't have to have maybe a team lead looking at you like the only reason why you're doing the job or the process is because you're being watched, right? So let's, when no one's watching, let's do what you're supposed to do.
That's it. It's really that simple.
That's just it. If you are into customer service, like you said earlier, it's it shouldn't be 1 second. It should be, welcome to Fredericks. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you.
Right.
That's the way. We're not on the block. So being professional is very, very important, right? So it's like Q said, sometimes you can see a person after work and say, wow, they clean up very well. So no matter, you don't want to keep it so real that you reel yourself out of job.
Wow. You don't want to keep it so real, you reel yourself out of job? That was good.
Yes, right? So,
wow.
You know what's expected of you. Many places we go, maybe before you even start working there, you were a customer there. Mm-hmm. So you know the way you should approach a customer. Even if you're not in customer service, you're dealing with a product.
Yeah,
if you're
sure.
dealing with a product, that means that they're expecting quality, right? Quality work out of you.
Definitely.
Right? So do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And when no one's looking, do what you're supposed to do with your integrity.
That's that integrity.
You know what I'm saying?
If you are lacking in any of these professionalism characteristics or have let some slide, take the initiative to improve yourself. Put your best foot forward and make a good name for yourself. That's one thing. My name, my character means a lot to me. So if anybody try to say anything that I know I ain't doing because I know how I operate, I address those type of situations, or I don't. And God handles my battles, honey, because I've had it happen before, and I ain't have to move a pinky toe, and it was done. So
I was thinking about that today.
I'm just saying.
That very thing about character, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have someone trying to discredit your character, they're really showing theirs, right? So we talked about this maybe a couple of shows ago. Mm-hmm. Best believe employers are looking at your Facebook page.
They are.
You're doing the most, and you're thinking about getting a job there. They say, oh, how do you handle conflicts, right? They already looked at your page, right?
On Facebook.
Mm-hmm. So,
listen, it
right,
matters.
So when we talk about your character, having some discipline, this should spill over into your life. I notice most people have good work ethics. If I go by their house, it's in order, right? It's usually in order, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I've seen people workspaces is just crazy, and I happen to drop them at home and say, hey, can I use your bathroom? And like, oh,
wow.
You true to your thing, right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
So work ethics can spill over into your life, which is a good thing.
But I think
right?
that's a cause and effect, though, if you ask me. That's a cause and effect. If your life around you is chaotic, everything will be affected. I am a firm believer of that. Yes. If your car, you leave from your house messed up, to your car, to your work area, and everything is in disarray, that's going to affect everything. That's definitely going to affect your work ethic.
And that's the next thing I wanted to touch on. My mom used to always tell me, she said, a cluttered house leads to a cluttered mind.
And I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yes. So
that's true.
We hear it quite often. No matter what's happening in your life, in your personal life, you really do need to learn how to leave it in a car, right?
Yeah.
Declutter your mind so that you can go to work and have good work ethics, right? That thing is going to be there when you get off work, believe me.
Definitely.
Right? So that's part of it right there, that just declutter your mind, leave that thing in the car, right? No one's deserving of you bringing that in, and it may affect their work ethics for the day.
Yeah.
Right? Your poor attitude. That's the thing. Having a good attitude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Attitude is very important.
Oh, man. That's that thing will disrupt the whole office.
I've seen people come in on 10. It's 6 in the morning.
Yes.
You going in about something that happened days ago. I don't even think people be aware of this. You going in about something, and they did this and that. I mean, you walking into work with this energy. What do you think your day is going to be like? And so now the two people just going. So I'm walking, and then I stop. Hey, right? Being sunshine on a cloudy day. I'm talking to them, get it going for a minute. Then I see they slow up walking. And I'm like, why it seems like I'm walking so fast? They slowed up. Soon as I broke away from it, they continue right where they left off with that conversation. going into work. So some people are choosing to come to work on that tip. They're choosing to come to work with those bad attitudes, and that will affect the whole workplace.
Yes, it
your
will.
whole workstation, your whole team. And so again, we're talking about work ethic if you're just joining. And if you feel like, oh, I'm good, I've been in my job all these years. No, we all can look and see where we can polish up, how we can do something better and how we can change our work atmospheres. We all can check ourselves with that, for real.
And,
I know I try to often.
You do. And that was the next thing I was going to touch on. Part of having good work ethic is, I believe, is encouraging your coworkers. Mm-hmm. If you see that they're struggling with the process, go help them. Ask them first, you mind if I show you? And encourage them, right? Mm-hmm. So your good work ethics can eventually rub off on them, right? Maybe it is, like I said, they're just struggling with the process. Maybe they're struggling with organizing their desk or their workstation. Mm-hmm. Just share with them, right? First ask, do you mind? And then share with them how you set up your day, right? And that will lead into them having, I believe, better work ethics.
Yeah.
So encourage your environment.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Now, we're talking about businesses, but I want to say specifically Black businesses. We are told and encouraged and prompted to support Black businesses. I am all for it, okay?
Yes.
Give them a round of applause for that. Black businesses, congratulations. I'm happy for y'all. Keep doing your thing. But let's talk about the work ethic.
Yes.
Let's talk about the attitudes. Let's talk about the entitlement. Let's talk about the time that you're supposed to open, the customer service. Let's talk about these things.
Yes.
You want to be looked at as, look at me. I started my own Black business. Support, support, support. But then your work ethic is poor. Let's talk about that. Only because we separate it from everything else, right? We say Black businesses, Black-owned businesses, support Black-owned businesses. But then when you do, the customer service is whack. I'm just going to call it Black. Call it what it is.
Wow.
I mean, not Black like that, but just call it what it is.
Okay. Right. No.
It's not good. Customer service, just because you are a Black-owned business and we are in a time where Black people are flourishing, that does not mean you slack on your customer service. That means you have the most dynamic customer service there is to have because you coming through. I've never seen so many Black businesses. I am so proud of everybody who took that step. They kept going even through the pandemic. But we got to make the main thing the main thing. The way you can continue to keep people coming to your establishments is having good customer service and looking at the work ethic of not only yourself, but the people that you employ.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to leave that there.
And what does that look like? I said it earlier. Sometimes you can keep it so real. You keep it so real, you reel yourself out of business.
Just reel it on out of there.
We should not have to come in, right, expecting the service, but we have to wait till you finish your conversation with a coworker. We should have to wait to place an order until you finish your text message.
Wow.
You understand? That is poor customer service.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100% when you talk about with Black businesses. I have this thing where I go in and I say, everybody's just keeping it too real.
Yeah.
For me.
What you mean for you?
Just for me, right? I wanted to, when I walk into a business, it can be Caucasian or African American. Please address me, acknowledge that I'm there because my presence keeps your debit card working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The reason
everybody
why your
count.
car insurance is paid is because I walked through the door.
Right.
Right? So we have to remember these things, right? So when we go into a Black-owned business, I got this thing where sometimes they just keep it too real.
They don't even speak. Some of them don't even speak.
Yes.
You hear the ding dong, that should be your money.
Right.
Like, hey, how are you? Thank you for coming. They just look at you. What, you sizing me up? Yeah, people with money don't show that they got money. That's the real thing.
They really don't.
That's a proven fact. So if you're looking for everybody to have everything Dior down to the socks in order for you to say, hey, how you doing? Because you think they're going to buy something, that That's not good. That's not good customer service, and that's really poor work ethic. And so I'm really encouraging everybody that has a business. I don't care what color you are. Your work ethic is important.
It's very, very important. So I'm going to touch on two things. I don't know how we went to, hi, sir, how may I help you today? So what do you want?
Don't tell me.
I said, really? So how did we? Yes, they do. So how did we go here, right? So I'm going to take it back to home, right? So do not allow your children to address you any sort of way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right? Because this is what they're going to do when they leave out the house, right? You don't address them any sort of way, right? It starts at home. I'm sorry. It just starts really at home. It's not like they just leave. These people leave home and just totally lose their mind. It was lost at home.
Yeah.
Right?
That's where it starts.
Right. So let's just practice, even if children, if your mom cooked dinner and she happened to bring you a plate, well, thank you. Right? Because 9 times out of 10, mom is asking, so what do you guys want for dinner? Right?
All the time.
Yeah, all the time, right? So thank her. Be thankful no matter how small or large the meal may be, right? So let's start at home with some courtesy. Courtesy will spill over into our workplaces. Courtesy will spill over into our relationships, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You not only get poor customer service at a workplace, you get it in relationships. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it. That thing right there, I just think we need it in our life, in a full circle. It seemed like the new sexy is rude.
Wow.
It's rude.
Wow. Please help us, Lord.
Yes. We do it everywhere. Parking lots, it's just rudeness. And people think being rude is really cool. And it's not.
It is not. It's not pleasant at all.
These bad work ethics, if you guys are not paying, I hope you're paying attention, it's crippling the economy.
It is.
People don't even want to work, and the ones who come to work don't want to work.
I'm not laughing at it.
I've
I'm just
never
saying,
seen
like, that's
so many job fairs and acknowledged for jobs.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. It's like they're begging
We're
for
hiring.
the
They
employees.
begging.
Yes. It used to be.
And people like, I don't want to work there. I ain't doing that.
Absolutely.
I ain't going here. How is you about to eat?
Well,
especially these teenagers now being all extra. But then again, it's the teenagers. I already know. Thank God, my daughters, they have been in the work field. I have heard nothing but good things about them. And then when I see anything different, I check it.
Absolutely.
I check it. Don't go to work. Look at them pants. Them dirty. Go take them off. Do you got another shirt? Like, pull your hair up. Do your edges. Like, I'll be on their head. Now, I don't always have to be on their head, but when I see something, I say something. If you want to leave a job, you give 2 weeks. You don't just do it this way. If you want to do this, you go address them. You have a meeting. You call a meeting. Like, the same things I'm saying right now, I instill in my children.
Starts at home.
Yeah,
Starts at home. Starts at home. I'm sorry. Your spouse, encourage them. Stop going to work drinking. But come on now, work ethics, right?
Yeah.
Everything starts at home, right? It really does.
Yeah.
If it's your wife and you hear her talking on the phone with her girl, well, I had to cuss out that supervisor. I don't know who they thought when she get off the phone, like, babe, really?
You about to talk to her? Yeah.
We need that other paycheck, right? I don't need you to straighten this thing out. Let's go to work with a better attitude.
Yeah,
right?
for real.
We really need this thing,
That's
right?
what's up.
Because what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Right? This poor work ethics can cripple the country.
It is.
I'm telling you, these people, I see it every day at my job. I said, man, these people can close down a company.
Wow.
They will have no other choice.
Yeah.
Have no other choice.
The way the quality is.
Half want to come to work. Quality is poor.
Yeah.
Right? Come on now. Lawsuits all over the place. Sexual harassment. Everything's going on.
But working.
Everybody
everything
work,
but working.
Right.
Help us, Lord. Help us today.
And I'm on, because I know some of you want to share. I just want to say this. I've heard in the last couple of months, they must got me messed up. Thought I was going to go over there and do that job. Why'd you come here? What are you talking about? Like, really?
Talk about why you come. What are we doing?
So you come to work to sit at the break table and
be on your phone.
And be on your phone? No, that's not what we doing. ma'am, sir. I want my
my profit share
to work.
Shoot.
Yeah, I want to finish putting my daughter through college and my son.
I know that's
approaching,
right. Let's go.
You can't come with poor work ethics and mess up everything that we vested thus far.
Yeah.
Get it together. We not having it.
That's true. Listen, work ethic is important. Professionalism matters. It is a powerful quality. It allows you to fulfill your role to the best of your ability. It helps you to impress and inspire others. And it gives you a deep sense of satisfaction and self-worth. When you know you come to work and you've done something that changed the trajectory of something, like if you found something, like for instance, with our work environment, you found the quality and you check it before it even get down the line. You know, you find 2 or 3 of them, and it's somebody's got their watch on, you know, and it's like, oh, that came from old boy, and you're able to stop it. Do you know you saved the company and everybody else a lot of money? And so you can feel good with that. You can feel good with knowing that you came and you did your part. And so feeling a part of, you know, your job or wherever that can help your work ethic as well. So just a reminder, the people you love are watching. How you handle your time, how you talk to people, your appearance, and the list goes on. My children, when they see me leave, you just going to the store. You just, just having that effort and putting that into yourself. Or when I go to work, they see me when I'm getting up. They see me taking my time and, making food and just doing different things. So, like Chef said earlier, we have to be mindful that our children are watching. But this is a moment to take into account every situation you have been in, and every job you left, you got fired, or it just didn't work and you left. Do you give your all? These are questions to ask to just, piggyback on your work ethic, while we, as we close up. Mm-hmm. But just thinking about that, ask yourself these questions. Do you give it your all? Do you leave an impression? Do you operate with integrity? Can you say you're a professional? And so that's a question. Do you handle your affairs professionally? When I deal with anybody, I'm being professional. Absolutely. Because it's a part of my character. It's a part of who I am. I don't want you coming at me sideways. Don't come at me talking crazy or reckless. I don't allow it. I just don't allow it in my space and in that work environment. I think it's a place and it's a time, for everything. But what will people say about you if you wasn't around? Be like, oh man, they always slacking. They always is. I remember a time I was literally, my mind with my head could have exploded. Words was coming, poems was coming, to-do list was coming, and I was at work. And I'm writing. I remember I had my Bible out. I was writing and doing all kind of stuff. And so even though I know what I'm doing, like, okay, that's still not a part of what I'm getting paid to do. And so when somebody would say something like, hey, why you reading? Why you working? And I'm like, I'm reading my Bible, but no, you do that on your personal time. Yes. And so I had to check myself, like, you know what? They right. So when I'm reading a book or something, it's like, now you could be sweeping or you can be doing. So I check myself, before anything. And I noticed, like, yeah, I was doing a lot of what I felt like was innocent on company time, or I'm handling business on the phone to the side, And so I thought about all of that. Like, let me check myself. And I think it's important that we, check ourselves. So what would people say if you wasn't around? What you do matter. It's a part of your character. Anything we put our hands on, we should definitely be intentional and on purpose with it. So those are, my last words. But with Genesis 12:2, the NIV version, it say, I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. And so I want to encourage everybody, just make sure you understand it is already written in stone that your name is supposed to be great, that you will be a blessing. And so all you have to do is line up with that. All you have to do is line up with that. God said he will bless you. He will make you a blessing. And so I literally try to line up with that, with everything that I do, work ethic being one of them.
Absolutely, and I agree with you 100%. And like you said, as we close, if you're listening to this, no matter how old you are, just know that the company that you go to every day, every morning or evening, that we hear it all the time, but it was built on the back of someone with some good work ethics. If the company has been established for more than 50 years, that's because someone came to work on time, consistently, and gave good quality. So you were able to be hired into this company and maybe put your children through school or college, right? So we have to keep that in mind. I think a lot of people say, oh, it's just a stepping stone, right? I don't want to work for anyone, right? But if you don't have good work ethics at a job that you go to, how are you going to run your business? Like we said earlier, what time are you going to open up your doors on time, right? Are you going to give your customers good quality?
Yeah.
No, you're not, right? So you might as well stay at this job, learn some good work ethics, right? Like the hints that we gave you. So maybe you can at one point say, well, hey, let me start my own business. But I think a lot of people were being delusional with this thing, right? And we have to have accountability somewhere in our life, right? And when I think about work ethics, that's the first word that comes to me is accountability of what we have in front of us. When we sit down with an employer and they tell us the workload, what's expected of you, don't start the job and say, well, hey, work starts for me when I leave out of here, right? So you have so much to do at work that has nothing to do at work. It has nothing to do with work, right? Come on now.
We definitely got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, I told my son the other day before he walked into school, I said, when you walk into school, Eric, it's time to be a student. He said, I said, it's just time to be a student for the time that you're there.
Yes.
Right? Now, the games and everything else, you're going to pick that up once you get out of school. So when you go to a workplace, it's just time to be an employer. It can be your career. Whatever you can be a specialist. You should be a specialist for 9 to 10 hours, right? You got plenty of time to do a whole bunch of grown-up stuff once we off work. Really, if you need to pay some bills, let's just do it on lunch break real quick, right? I'm just saying, we cannot cripple this country with poor work ethics because if no one's looking, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I am seeing it. Q gave a bunch of good tips. And if self-evaluate, and if you see some of these qualities in yourself, I mean, we say it all the time. You always have an ouch moment when you look in the mirror.
Definitely.
No one knows. Some people know you got poor work ethics, and it's okay. But they'll look back and say, well, that person has gotten much better. Your parents, your supervisor, your coworkers.
I told somebody today. I definitely encouraged him. And he was like, you know what, you're right. I even encouraged him to go for a leadership position.
Oh, really? Wow.
I did. Wow. Because he was doing so much better. And I just brought it up like, oh my God, like you just been, and it made him feel good. So I want to, encourage you. Yes. When you go to work tomorrow, if you see somebody doing a good job, just tell them. You have no idea how that will help them to continue with good work ethic. That will help them, continue like feeling good, like somebody sees me. And I know that's not our job, right? It's not our job to do that. But I'm just encouraging you to do that tomorrow. Find somebody that's doing a good job and just go tell them you're doing a good job. I do it all throughout the day, especially when I see somebody, that's working hard. I watch people just being on the floor, being in the position that I'm in, just being able to see them and they always working. It's like, man, good job, man. I see you over there. And so just let people know that you see them. And I think that will help the morale. That will help, people look at work ethic just a little bit different.
I like that. Encouragement is very important in and outside of the workplace. So I like that, Q.
Yeah.
And, get a person their flowers, right? So you go home, tell your mom or dad you're doing a great job. Mom.
My son did the other day. Yeah. He made me feel real good, yeah. He said, Mom, you're doing such a good job as a single mom. And I just want to let you know I appreciate you. I see everything you do.
I see.
Gave me a hug and a kiss. I just wanted to, shed a little tear, but.
And that make you want to get up the next day and do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Chef, for your presence in the building.
Yes.
Well, you be coming through with the jams. But thank you so much for joining. Make sure you meet me here next week, same time, 6 p.m. Don't be late. You know, whatever the spirit leads, that's what we're going to be talking about. If you have any show ideas, make sure you reach out to me. You can reach me on all social media platforms, Vaquita Taylor. Guess what? I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
Peace.